Hello, hello, everyone. This is Jeanette the Oracle. As promised, I'm here to do a channeling for Pisces season. I'm saying as promised because I've actually been doing lives over on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you can check the description box. You'll see me there. It's Inner Sun Alchemy. Follow me there. But I also have uploaded the IG lives that I did do here onto YouTube. So if you prefer looking using YouTube, then you can do that. Of course, though, because this was the lives are recorded on IG, it's going to be the vertical um, orientation for the camera. So there's that. But I figured for this one, because of that, I'll come onto YouTube and send folks from Instagram over here for this one, just to kind of mix it up. But anyway, hopefully everybody is doing well. Yeah, so let's get into this channeling. Hoping this doesn't take too long, but we'll see what comes through, because you know how it goes. But we'll first start with some centering breaths and meditation as we hold the intention to receive messages for the highest and greatest good of human souls at this time. So you can sit up nice and tall. Feet on the floor if you're in a chair, or cross leg if you're sitting on the floor. And have your eyes closed for this. Hands in your lap, palms up. Keep your abdomen engaged so that your spine stays nice and straight. And bring your attention to your breath. Making your inhalation and exhalation of equal length. And as you do so, bring all of your humanity, all of your soul into perfect energetic coherence with your soul star, your core star, your inner sun, your inner divinity, whatever terminology you want to use. Asking that inner light to remove any and all obstacles to this perfect energetic coherence. And allow for more of your true soul nature, your true divinity to shine through all levels of your being. Raising your overall vibrational frequency. Bringing balance to any imbalance in mind, emotions, or body that would detract from your ability to experience, to see and feel what is occurring. Asking your inner divinity, your inner core star essence to help you to receive the messages that will come through during this channeling, as well as any energetic spiritual dispensations to be received by you and perceived by you in a way that can be easily seen, felt, heard, understood in a way that makes sense for you. And that's easiest for you to pick up. And I welcome in and forth the power and the presence of the spirits of the directions east, south, west, and north, as well as the spirits of the elements air, fire, water, and earth, as well as our beneficial ancestors in heaven, our personal guardian angels and protectors, as well as archangels Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Asking you to please set and hold a sacred container for each of us individually that are here watching either live or on recording. Sacred container for not only our own personal healing and rebalancing and recentering with our true soul nature, but also for our protection, the protection of our light. Please neutralize, cancel, and delete any and all harmful energies, entities, spirits, thought forms, emotions, cords, attachments. Please purify, sanctify, and divinitize our energies. And please raise our vibrational frequency and support us in coming into, at the very least, harmony with the heavenly realms. But preferred, and if possible, and where possible, in energetic harmony, if not coherence, with the parent source of our human souls. As we allow ourselves to receive the energy dispensation that is available to us with this conscious connection, let our souls be unburdened, let our souls be liberated, let our souls come into energetic coherence with that which has birthed us from the parent source. Let that peaceful immensity fill all levels of our being, every atom of our bodies, our emotions, our mind, our spirit. And now let us receive a word, a message for us at this time, in particular for the season. Welcome to folks coming in. Please be sure to introduce yourself in the comments. Let us know where you're joining from. You might be sipping on. I have some rooibos. It's a rooibos latte. It's meditative healing, if you will, balancing attunement, should feel really nice. They're really yummy. Okay, so let's see what the guidance is for us. And this is for the collective of human souls. And if I have time, I'll answer any questions that you might have that might come up. So definitely put those in the comments. Hello, hello, welcome. Okay, so first off, I think I'll probably end up doing a couple spreads. So for this first spread, um, this seems to be about the topic of protection primarily, blessings as well, possibly connection as well. Um, with this parent source of the soul. So it's saying that, or reminding, affirming the importance of staying on the path of elevation, because that is the protected path. And there is a specific falling away or removal of hindrances to that connection as it relates to your perception, our perception. I'll be saying you, but it's collective. Um, yeah, removing hindrances to the ability to perceive and be able to actively engage with that. And those obstacles, whether mundane or not, are in the middle realms. This parent source energy is a causal realm. But as you prioritize that elevation walk, a sense of peace will come to you, balance and connection at that deeper level that you've been seeking. And with that will come great power because you'll actually be tapping into directly the causal realm rather than the relative realm. It's important to persevere at this stage. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to fall back or turn back or look back. Keep moving forward. You are on the path of success as it relates to this. Let me get the spread I was originally going for next. Welcome to folks joining. Let us know in the comments where you are joining from. What's your name if you're sipping on anything? Again, as a reminder, I've put in the description the links to the previous lives I did this week. So this is a continuation, but also new messages, different messages. There's a new awareness coming online about the nature of the soul, the experience, like the direct experience of it beyond just like knowledge, the sense of peace and clarity that comes from that perception, which will feel really restorative and restful and rejuvenative. The pathways are open. Like I think this was coming up before too, like it was with Metatron. But yeah, the pathways to this parent source of our souls, and again, I'm speaking collectively for human souls, so it applies to you. The path is open. So keep making that trek. Recently, possibly for the last 18 months or so, it's been more of a hermiting energy. Staying to oneself, staying quiet, staying set apart from the world, so to speak. Now there's, a coming out that's going to be happening, but the priority though is the interconnection. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, okay, so you have the power to be able to have these direct conversations with your soul, with your inner core star essence, with parent source of souls. Like it's there, it is speaking, it is reaching out, it is there. So that's something that again needs to be consciously engaged with to support this process because it is a co-creation at the end of the day. This is less about spiritual tools and really more so about direct conversation. Now, in particular, one of the reasons why this is coming through is that there's a specific divine timing um, for this work, for this liberatory work, honestly, for like large swaths of souls. Now, I know I'm speaking specifically to the human collective soul, but this is also parent source of souls, living beings in general. So, as I like to refer to them, the kingdoms, like everybody's kind of going through it, right? This elevation, this liberation of all souls is happening, all of our family, whether human or not. But this message is for us and the importance of doing this on our part. So there's a lot of upper dimensional clearing, if you will, occurring. Fifth, sixth, seventh, etc. But keep elevating until you feel yourself clearing the muck or being like vibrationally shifted higher. And a lot of this is like an unburdening rather than a fixing of self. Not to say that there won't be personal development stuff that comes up to deal with, but it's an unburdening of the soul. Now, also, if you've already been kind of doing this work, if you've been having the conversations with parent source and have kind of already been doing that integration work, then part of this is specifically um, connecting to, aligning with the new earth, the new fields that are being put in place, or they're actually already present, but are coming into your awareness to connect to. So they're not actually like being built from scratch, they are already there. But yeah, okay, so it's the access that you now have to it because of um, the work that's been occurring at a soul level. If that makes sense. Welcome to folks coming in. Say hi in the comments. Um, yeah, old energetic world is falling away. Like it's falling away, which means there'll be a lot more shifts that you see in the physical as well. But I think with those shifts and those kind of like perceived delays or decentering, disappointment and stuff, that was addressed in that first IG live I did this week. Um, I think in terms of in the spirit, you've probably already been feeling it's like the heaviness. And this is not heaviness as it relates to the chaos going on in the world. This is actually like beyond that or bigger than that. We are interesting. Um, for those that are resonating with this message, we are coming into the Treta Yuga experience. So if you're familiar with I guess kind of the yogic cycles of time for like the larger um, periods as it relates to the cycles of evolution for human souls. Oh, hopefully my stream is okay. I gotta pause for a second. Um, it's rainy over here, so hoping the the Wi-Fi holds too, but it's looking like it's starting to get spotty. So let me get these messages quickly. Um, so there's Kali Yuga, which I'm sure most people have probably heard of, which is like the darkest of times. What follows that is Dwapara Yuga, which is where we are currently. If you follow Sri Yukteswar, which was what was that guy's name? Patanjali, his mentor, his guru. So that's like moving out of darkness and starting to incorporate more light. So it's essentially the ascending path. Then after Dwapara comes Treta, which is a predominance of light compared to the dark. So it's more than the Dwapara, significantly more. And then the golden Yuga, the golden age, is Satya Yuga. And then the cycle repeats. So from Satya, then it will go descend back to Treta Yuga, then that descends to Dwapara Yuga, and then that descends down into Kali Yuga. So those are those speak to the larger kind of multi-thousand-year cycles, right, that we go through. And like I said, in general, with the timing, we're in the Dwapara Yuga. But even within each Yuga, people can have or be experiencing or are actually encoding, living out, creating worlds of the other yugas, right? You can think of this kind of like the yin and yang symbol. So you know how you have the white part of the circle and the black part of the circle, but there's also a dot of the opposite color on each end and extreme. So, when we're in the Kali Yuga state, which is like the darkest and most, probably horrific times of human consciousness, there is still element of light, of elevation, liberation, etc., that is still present, that builds up to such a level that eventually we do shift into Dwapara, right? And then the lights elevated, liberated energy, consciousness, builds up in Dwapara, and then we shift to Treta, and that's, again, collective movements. But again, there are going to be people who are experiencing different kind of states of consciousness, if you will, because that's what we're talking about, regardless of the yuga that they're in. So what was just coming through is that for those that this message is resonating for, what we are coming into in terms of our experience is a Treta Yuga experience. If I was going to relate this to the moon cycle, because that also might be helpful with kind of getting a sense of like the amount of light versus dark, new moon would be Kali Yuga. The crescent moon would be Dwapara. So that's when you just, you first start to see that sliver of light. The bulk of the moon is still dark, but you start to see some light and it's starting to grow. Then the quarter square moon is when it's like half and half, right? That'd be like Treta. And then full moon, or like, yeah, half and half, but like that and the other crescent. But full moon would be the Satya Yuga, approximately. So comparatively, more divine consciousness emanating and being perceived and experienced and embodied, more importantly, is the experience for those who this message is resonating with, that is there and available and opening up now. Which again is also why it's important to consciously engage with that process, and lining yourself up with that, so that gets embodied here more, and that helps to influence the greater collective of humanity's evolution of consciousness. As it relates to the experience of the elevation in consciousness, what I would say it is and relates to, sorry, I didn't know if somebody was knocking the door, is our perception of our true nature, like at the divine spark level, right? At the causal realm level. We are literally sparks of emanations of source, right? And we can know that intellectually, but the experience of that, the actual perception and awakened mind, awakened consciousness within of that is very different, as well as like that being infused and aligned through the soul itself and the physical body. So as we go through these levels of, aligning with our higher selves, attuning and aligning more with our soul, going even deeper, higher, to align to our core star essence, which is our inner divinity. That essentially is that path of going from Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga. Kali would be focused is purely just on the human. It is valid and necessary and important because you are incarnate, so you need to survive, you need to take care of yourself, but it's all of those core fundamental survival things. It's core fundamental emotions, fear, love, anger, sadness, etc. Managing that, acknowledging and accepting that, and then with what Dwapara Yuga is learning how to manage that and be in relationship with others, and really be more consciously co-creating or not the world in which you live, the communities that we have, etc. And we see that happening now. Like we're bumping up against unconscious behaviors, Kali Yuga, and ideologies of what can be Satya Yuga. Like that battle is what's occurring right now, if you will, that really healing process. But Treta Yuga is the the acceptance and acknowledgement of, again, our true soul nature, the true nature of reality, our divinity, uh, starts to and has a greater weight and hold in our perspective and, again, our lived experience. And that is then informing how we show up in the world, what we create, and also how our energy influences everyone else around us. Um, and there's less of a battle about the shared goals and more of a discussion on refining of the best way to kind of do that so that everyone is good. And then Satu Yuga is pretty much everybody's on the same page. Everyone's not the same, but everyone understands and knows and lives from that the essence of who they are. So again, those that are resonating with this deeply, regardless of whether or not you think you are, kind of quote unquote advanced or not in spiritual tools, those are irrelevant because spiritual tools are about helping us navigate and manage being here in the physical. They can help point us towards and be more perceptive to our true nature, but they are not the thing, right? They're guideposts. So this is, again, accessible to all. If you're resonating, it's probably already been happening. This is to tell you what is happening, the importance of it, and what that consciousness shift is and where you are. And it's, again, it's an internal thing, which then, of course, necessarily will affect the physical because you will behave differently. Because you'll be behaving on purpose. You'll have a deeper understanding at this level of consciousness, of elevated consciousness, of the consequences of your actions, of purposefully and proactively engaging with life versus reacting to it or giving of agency. I won't say control, but giving of agency with what's there, with what's showing up. So that consciousness, does that mean that there's an inherent kind of goodness, if you will, or agreement or sameness? What it does create is a lot of peace because there's less internal conflict. And so the projections outward decrease because you're not projecting inner war to create outer war, right? But difference doesn't go away. Is this resonating with folks? Any questions? I think I want to do one more spread and then I'm going to close it up. This is exciting though, because also too, what it means is a lot of that kind of dancing back and forth between the old way of being and the new way of being that we do when we're on a personal development journey or healing journey. We're going to be more on the other side of being in the new, and significantly less of the falling back into old patterns that are harmful to us. Again, it's not going to be completely gone because it's still a Treta Yuga, it's not Satya Yuga. But this is a huge leap in consciousness, like for real. And it is a fundamental shift for the collective. souls. All right, no questions. Let me get this last spread in, and then we're going to call it a day. Keep it moving. Hope everybody is well and having a lovely Pisces season. We're actually in an Aquarian lunar cycle. Whoa. Not spread. You can't, quote unquote, go back to what was. And that should be an affirmation because you should actually be able to feel that. There's actually no going back. You're too far across the threshold that there's actually like you're past the point of no return, essentially. And as I mentioned in the last live of the Archangelic Realm, that which has survived the process of transformation is that which is to continue on. Sleep may still kind of be a bit wild. You might have some great nights of sleep. Other times you might not. You may be finding that old kind of destructive patterns of behaviors or thoughts like pop up. It doesn't mean that you have reverted back. It is showing you what's actually being uprooted. So just let it come up and out. You may have the thought of like, oh, I haven't like done this or thought this or acted in this way in like a really long time. Like thought I was over it. And you are. It's just the in the process of this elevation and liberation in alignment to the new, it's rooting out the stragglers, if you will. But it's not a pervading issue because if it was, he wouldn't like have that thought. So obviously progress is made. Really on time. Oh goodness, already. Again, in the physical, if there are any adjustments or changes that are happening that you do not prefer, it's because it's being moved out of the way, or it's just something needs to be addressed so it can get moved out of the way. Doesn't mean that something is like wrong, but even deeper than that, the subconscious is, because of all these deep changes, the subconscious is actually shifting um, its belief systems and what it perceives as positive, neutral, and negative for you at this stage. So, example, what that can mean is like how when you were a kid you might have been scared of something, but as an adult you're no longer afraid of that thing, and it's just because of experience and the passage of time. It doesn't invalidate the fear of the experience from before, but you're just in a different place now. There's a different thought, perception, belief about that thing, and it went from being a negative to being neutral. Yeah. In some cases, it could have gone from neutral to positive, or from negative to positive. So it's like it's that kind of thing, like things that you might have gotten hung up on before, won't really matter now, or possibly things that you were like, oh, I really want to go after that, or have that, or be that, or what have you. Now you're just like, mm, not really. I'm just it's like disingenuous. It's not really true for you now. Not that it wasn't necessarily true for you before, but it's just you're different, and the subconscious has shifted in such a way that like there's a more openness to what's available, um, and an interest and motivation in experiencing something else. If that makes sense. So that should be lovely. And then finally, spirit is speaking. So a lot of messages are coming through for everyone. Um, so trust what comes through to you as well too. Trust the intuition, of course, but trust the messages also from the spirit family and team. And this greater work is protected. It is sufficient. Yeah, there's a lot of protection for this process. A lot of guardians in place, a lot of guardian protectors. So if there's a concern about the process being like hijacked in a way, or negative energies or forces infiltrating or like messing, like that's not even remotely like it's not there. All that energy is in the what we're moving out of, right? Because regardless, the greater collective is still in Dwapara, ego consciousness, which I know does not seem fun, and you know comparatively. However, it's not Kali Yuga consciousness. So this is like comparatively, it's paradise, which can be hard to believe, but truly, like We haven't been in Kali Yuga for a long time. We've moved out of that a couple millennia ago, so a few millennia ago. Okay, I think that's it. So for folks who are remaining, any questions, comments, concerns that come up for you, either about this or just other things that Spirit might have spoken to you during this time, I'm definitely here, open and available to receive. Speak to it if it is for me to speak on. So I'll give a minute, and then if not, I will peace out. Peace out. But yeah, if you're resonating with these messages, welcome to Theta Yoga. Okay, don't know if we have any questions. So, good. I'm glad it resonated. Yeah, this is a time of spiritual power. Time of spiritual power. Okay, love you all. Of course, check out the other videos if you have not. Again, I put them below. Also, I have just launched, along with two other facilitators, Reverend Portia Williams Gates and Atia Bloom, a new monthly membership called Covenant. And we're kicking off this month. I opened up the doors, but it remains open enrollment, so it's not like a launch thing, so you can join at any time. But every month we have on-demand sermons that are dropped by Reverend Portia. This month, the sermon's actually dropping tomorrow, March 3rd. I'm doing this live on the 2nd. And that one is titled A Devotion Towards Discernment, I believe. So she's specifically going to be preaching on that topic and relying on the passage in the Bible. I forgot what the scripture was, as well as Cole Arthur. Oh, what's her last name? I forgot. This is terrible. It's been a long morning. But from Cole's book, is it Thoroughly or Early? But her book called Black Liturgies. My brain is like fried. So that's dropping tomorrow, and it is on demand, so you won't miss it if you don't like catch it on the day. It's there. And then Atia is going to be dropping affirmations and journal prompts that you can use for self-reflection and personal development, and those are dropping on the 10th. And then I'm going to be facilitating a longer version of meditations I do when I open up for Oracle Talks on the 16th, I believe. That will be live in the community space. Like we have a link set up for that. And that will be specifically to prep for the eclipse season coming up, unless I get different directives. But the intention right now is for that to be about prepping for the eclipses coming up. And then we also do a monthly member session, and we're just coming to this community, talk and see what's going on, how we resonated with the offerings for that month, etc. But it's also the place where, depending on what's going on, I might be providing a specialty thing. This month, I will be doing a specialty thing, if you will, because it's basically going to be happening like a day or two before the lunar eclipse that we have. So I will be doing a specialty channeling for the eclipse. And again, that will be exclusive for the group, and it'll be in the space, and that will be live, of course. But everything that is done live is recorded and available to view, so you won't ever miss anything. And like I said, you can join in at any time. You'll stay with access to everything. But that is the general framework for the month. So essentially, you're going to get some goodies, drops in once a week. for the month, so we don't inundate you with a bunch of stuff. Like, it really is a space that is, or the intention behind me creating it is to have it be a place where it's a spiritual home. You can engage with whatever you want to engage with. It's just enough, um, without being too overwhelming, but also be very thought provoking, and give you a variety of tools to um, work with in terms of, spiritual food that comes through, as well as anything else that we kind of think of. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. You can learn more by visiting the website. I have that link below. You can read more about the other facilitators if you're not familiar with them, and sign up there. There's a join button for that, and come through. We'd love to see you. Other than that, if you'd like to book a one-on-one session, visit my website, andersonalchemy.com. It's scrolling at the bottom. If you'd like to donate for the time spent here with the channeling or for anything else, my PayPal is also there, scrolling on the video as well, that you can send to me. I appreciate it. But yeah, services on the website, and Lightworker Incubator. The next one will be coming up sometime over the summer. I don't know the exact dates yet, but when I do have that figured out, I should actually know, hopefully by the end of March, by the end of this month, when I'm going to open enrollment for the next cohort. I'll definitely let you guys know, because I get a sense that, well, there are a couple people who are interested who weren't able to do it this time because of schedules. So I know they're coming in for the next one. But I also get the sense that a lot of people are wanting to come through. So that is continuing. And I, again, unless I get told differently, the incubator is will stay being offered twice a year, like it was before. So this will be the summer cohort. I'll be starting either July or August. I don't know which yet. But yeah, that will be coming. But I'll find out, and I'll know, and I'll give folks an early heads up before I open up enrollment closer to the actual date. All righty, so that is it. I think that's it in terms of announcements on my part. I don't think I missed anything. But yeah, let me know in the comments how this resonated. If anything else comes up once you spend a little time with it, circle back. Please share the video. Please like the video. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps. Thank you. Thank you. It also helps because once I get to a certain number of subscribers, I'll be able to stream directly from my phone, which is preferred because the video will be clearer. This service is still pretty good, but if I can get to that point, I can stream to my actual phone, which would be ideal. All right, y'all. Love you much. God willing, I will see you next time, whenever that's going to be.